Hey, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Tracy and this is A Girl with Plans. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through some different ways that you can utilize your monthly calendar to track your wellness activities, while I also decorate my monthly calendar for the month of March. All right, guys, so this is the calendar and my wellness planner for March. If you guys follow me at all, then you may already know that I am switching the layout that I had been using for my wellness planner, which was the gratitude layout. I'm switching that to the recovery layout for March, and I think it's going to work well. I get into a little bit more detail about that in my February 27th plan with me. I will link that down in the description box below. Even though I'm changing layouts, what I did in February for my monthly calendar, I'm going to do that same exact thing for March, because I had been struggling with how to use this for months. I started tracking my wellness in October of 2022, and I've been trying different things to try to figure out how best to utilize this, and nothing worked until February. And I'll just go ahead and show you what worked, so that way it's kind of me showing you how I'm going to be decorating too. So what worked is I don't want to lose this page. Is I put these prompts. These prompts came from the Happy Planners Gratitude sticker book. I actually pulled them apart and put them all in this Create Your Own sticker books. I just labeled it Wellness. So I have the sheets in here. And these Create Your Own sticker books, I don't believe they're available on the Happy Planner website. I found mine at Joann's, and I know that they are on the Joann's website. They're very, very convenient. So what I did is I used these prompts in February, and I used them for each day of the week. So that way I was, like on Sundays, I would track certain things, Mondays, Tuesdays, etc. And it really, really worked. So that's what I'm going to do this month as well. I'll just go ahead and put those down, and then we'll discuss my decor. And while I put the decor down, I'm going to kind of go over some other ideas for how to utilize this calendar and like your health planners. All right, so I'm doing letting go this week. That's the same exact thing I did last month. And I think on Sundays that works pretty well, because you're kind of like thinking about the week ahead. And I was like, okay, so what things kind of stressed me out last week that I just need to just get over and like take it out of my headspace for this coming week. And then that is today's small victory. So then again, every Monday I will write down a small victory that occurred that day. I'll put daily gratitude for Tuesday. I think that's self-explanatory. I do have a weekly gratitude that I am going to be doing on my weekly for this, but I think this is fine. Some of these are a lot bigger than others, but that's okay. So this is today's truth. And I think my plan for that is just to get raw with myself and to pretty much be honest about any kind of challenges that I'm facing. Again, now I'm just repeating today's small victories, because I don't need that just once a week. I might have, I think it's something to like look at twice a week. Daily gratitude, and then finally today's truth. Okay. So I think that kind of works well. Like I said, this actually really did work for me. If you do not have stickers, but you actually like this concept, all you have to do is handwrite up here, or you can actually use the sidebar as like a key and write like Monday, this is what I'm going to track. Tuesday, this is what or journal track, whatever. So you can also use your sidebar to kind of jot down what you want to do each day, or you might just want to do certain things each week. So you might want to go this way and be like, okay, for this week, I'm going to focus on gratitude. This week, I'm going to focus on my victories for the day, stuff like that. So I think that is obviously one idea. Before I get into the other ones, I am going to show you what I'm going to decorate this spread with. So I'm going to be using the Love Yourself sticker book by Live Love Posh. This is a new sticker book from her. I don't know if it's still available. It may not be, but I will link her page down below so you can just check out her sticker books. And if this is available, then you can pick it up. I'm going to actually use these this week. I thought it was kind of, you know, springy because spring starts this month for us here in the US and in the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, I definitely think I want to use this. These are pretty stickers. They're paper, so I don't have to worry about whiting out lines as much, which I probably wouldn't have worried about anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these down while I talk about some other ways that you can utilize these calendars to kind of track health, wellness type stuff. All right, so like I said, this is one of the only ways that I found thus far that kind of keeps me coming to this page. I don't know why. I really don't. I'm so bad at journaling that it is kind of interesting that I've been utilizing this as much as I have been. But it's been good. Now, prior to that, the one thing that I was trying to track here, and I'm gonna keep tracking it. That's fine. I'm going to keep tracking it, but I'm going to track it on a separate sheet, is my sleep, my hours of sleep. More specifically for me, it was like what time I wake up in the mornings, but I know that that is something that people like to track. So that is definitely something that can be tracked here. You can write what time you went to sleep that night, what time you woke up the next morning, total hours, and then the quality of sleep. So that is something good. So I'm not going to be needing this week. So I can decorate it. Yeah, so that is definitely, while that did not technically work for me, I'm unsure why it didn't work for me. I think it's a great concept. So it is definitely something that I think if you are tracking your sleep and want a place to track your sleep, this may be the type, this may be the place to kind of hold that information. Other thing is just like overall health stats. If you guys monitor anything, monitor sugar, glucose levels, blood pressure, that also, even though I don't track fitness in here, there is some kind of advantage to sometimes even tracking. Even though I have a separate fitness planner, something I might want to track in my health section is how high my heart rate gets during certain exercises or during certain workouts and things like that. So that might be something I want to track here. Along those same lines, resting heart rate. A lot of people now have fitness watches that kind of do a lot of the tracking for us. So basically what you can do is just record your daily heart rate stats or things like that here. Again, some of that, I think it could be helpful more like down the line. So like as you're writing it, it's like, I don't know. But then at the end of the month, it's always good to kind of reflect and you get that overall picture. So I think something good if you want to like track things here is think about things that you will want to kind of look back at the end of the month to kind of see trends, to try to see like where you are, what's been going on throughout the month, things like that. That's kind of what I think of this, even though, I'm kind of using this more as a journal. But if I wasn't using it as a journal for this month, then I would likely be using it to track. And that was kind of my thought process, is to kind of look back and try to get an overall picture of what is going on throughout that month. So yeah, so far we've talked about, we can do sleep, we can do kind of like health data, to health stats like heart rate, sugar levels, blood pressure, things like that. Another thing, you can use this to kind of check off as like habits. If you don't really want to use habit trackers, but you also want to sometimes on the weekly sections, like I use a lot of habit trackers and things like that on my weekly sections. But like I said, sometimes it's just hard to go back and get a clear picture of everything when it's in your weekly section because you're having to flip through each week to kind of see what's going on. So, where was I going with that, guys? Oh, habits. So like something for me that I've been like thinking about is my vitamins. I'm pretty good with certain vitamins, but other vitamins I'm not. And, you know, vitamins, especially if it's like a new vitamin or supplement that's been recommended from your doctor, I do recommend. I'm not a health professional, but I do think it's important to kind of go over any particular supplements that you're thinking about taking with your doctor. Just because supplements can impact current medications and things like that. So, all right, that's enough of that disclaimer. But that is something you can track here. You can kind of do check marks if you want. Like, again, you can do a key here and then check mark, or you can do symbols. Maybe you want to do stars for if you, sorry, sometimes I have to think and I stop talking. But if you remember to take your vitamin D, then you might want to do a star. And if you take your multivitamin, that would be a check mark. And then if you take your fish oil, then that'll be a dot. So, I mean, you could do that. Of course, you could color code, because that is obviously something that, you know, we all like to do too, is color code stuff. So you can obviously color code it. But yeah, tracking habits like that, obviously, that's just one example. But there are several, even though I track, you know, my fitness separately, I know a lot of people don't. So just tracking fitness habits here, checking off if you worked out that day, maybe doing a check if you worked out that day and doing something else. If you ate on, I don't want to say on plan, but maybe you ate your veggies that day. Then you might want to do something like, I don't know, a smiley face. And if you like stickers, you can always use stickers because they have a lot of stickers. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out where to put this. Let's not do that. My plan is to use up all of these stickers on this page. Let me just pull it out so that way I have it. So yeah, so definitely like fitness related, you can still track it. Like we already went over the heart rate. Trying to think of some other maybe fitness things. On my fitness planner, I track if I close all my Apple rings. I think that's just fun to look back at the end of the month, because that kind of covers all my other stuff. You can track steps, any type of stuff that is actually captured on your fitness watches, your fitness trackers. You can kind of record that here. Again, I like the overall monthly view just because it's an easy way to reflect back at the end of the month. Now, obviously, another thing that I had thought about actually doing for myself, but I don't have as much, so I was nervous that this would be too empty, is symptoms. This is a great place to track symptoms, because again, that is something that you would want to look at the end of the month to see any trends that may be going on. So like, how many days did I have migraines? When did I have migraines? Along those same lines, let's say it's migraines. Migraines are sometimes triggered by things like weather. I know that I get migraines. I used to get them a lot more frequently than I do now. Probably should find some wood to knock on, but it was crazy to figure out what would trigger them. And sometimes I am almost positive it was the weather. So, you know, maybe jotting down the weather here along with your symptoms might be something good, because joint pain, things like that could all be related to the weather. So you can kind of write down the weather as well as symptoms here. That way, on days that you don't have symptoms, you're still kind of utilizing. If you're one of those people who, like me, if I'm kind of using it, I want to make sure I'm using it. Again, we don't have to use this, but I'm just trying to give some ideas. So I do think that is something that is good. And I think that would be something that I would consider, especially if I started having like symptoms that I couldn't pinpoint, that I may do here as well. I am tracking symptoms in my actual weekly, but like I said, for me right now, I'm not having as much, so I don't really need to do that whole monthly reflection, but I definitely think it's something worth considering if you do have symptoms a little bit more frequently, because it's just easier to track. So yeah, so you can do your symptoms, you can do all of that good stuff. All right. What else? What else? I didn't write these down, guys, so I'm kind of just going off myself. I would like to put a box there to kind of capture things. And I know that these colors don't match, but I've had these boxes pulled for such a while, for so long, that I want to go ahead and use them. So I'm going to use them. Like I said, this is a very functional spread for me, but I want to write things here that I am trying to focus on this month. So these are focus boxes for me. I don't need much room. I'm not going to do a habit tracker just because vacation's going to kind of throw that off. And I don't want to, I think I'll do like more of a weekly habit tracker this month for me. I think that might be better. Even though I could, you know, very well, some of the habits that I have, I can very well continue those on vacation. I probably should. So who knows? I might track them every week and just, but I'm just not going to do an overall monthly one. And even though I've been using this for like pretty regularly to write down my kind of daily reflections, I have not been doing the habits as well. I don't know. I guess I just forget about them. I'm not sure. All right, I'm going to just put this up here. Yeah, so basically the gist of it is to kind of sit down and think to yourself when it comes to health, wellness, or anything in general. I mean, it could apply to anything. What are some things that would be good to look at the end of the month to kind of identify any types of trends? Because it could, I mean, I just think that kind of information is helpful. Even if you don't even go to a doctor regularly, I still think it's helpful to kind of maybe figure out things that you might be doing that could be contributing, like I said, to certain symptoms or certain things that maybe you can work on. I do have another idea that just popped into my head, so I'm going to go ahead and do that one too. But wait a minute. It just left my head, guys. Oh no. It was a really good idea, and then it just left my head. Okay, just take my word for it. It was a really good idea. It'll pop up probably when I finish filming this video. But yeah. But yeah, so the general idea is to track things that you will want to kind of look back at and see overall trends and things like that. The one thing I do also, I don't do it on here anymore. I've moved it to my fitness planner because I do use that more as like a daily tracker. Where do I want to put this? Because I definitely want to put this somewhere. Is when I have to take certain medications. I have certain medications that are not daily medications. They are, I don't like this here. They are like bi-weekly medications or weekly medications. And I think even sometimes people might have like monthly medications. So tracking that on here, although that might be something that might, if you have multiple planners, that might be something that you find better tracked on maybe a catch-all type planner. Like I said, just find something that works for you. All of these tracking ideas can be tracked anywhere. I'm just kind of giving you some more wellness type things that could be tracked. This is so big. I have like, my hands are like full of all kinds of stuff right now. We'll just put this here. I think I'm gonna have to, I don't want to cut, I don't want to trim the thing. All right, so now I'm giving you guys some ideas. How about you give me some ideas? Are there anything in particular that you guys use your monthly page for? Whether it be tracking, whether it be planning. I mean, what have you found that works pretty much in any realm? But you know, obviously I think sometimes we do need help when it comes to these fitness and wellness planners, because they are so easy to track a lot of the stuff in your weekly sections. So it kind of makes it hard to figure out what to do here. So I'm just curious, sorry, what some of you guys might actually track. I'll leave that there. I really want to use this because this is the last sticker, guys. This is my last sticker. All right, I need room, so I have to, I mean, I could do it here because I definitely don't need the room here. Actually, I do. Help, guys, help, send help. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this. There we go. Got it. Now I have to cut it. But yeah, so I hoped, you know, some of this might have given you some ideas. Like I said, I like it for journaling. However, you can just use it for journaling in general without any prompts, just to write how your day is going, how your week's going. Brain dumps. You can definitely do it for brain dumps as ideas pop into your head for anything, for any reason. If you have a business, if you have social media pages, yeah. There are so many ways to use this. And at first, I had considered doing away with this and quite a few of my planners. And then I was like, let me think outside the box and try to find ways that I can utilize it, because I know I'm not tracking or recording everything that I really want to record, or putting them in places, in areas of my planner that are easier to find and utilize. Maybe that's how I should say it. Okay, I think that's it. All right, guys. That is it. I actually liked using those boxes because it kind of drew in that. I don't like the whiteout, but I didn't want the holidays here because, like I said, I'm using this as this is going to be filled with pen. Oh, I skipped one. So hopefully the whiteout will be kind of camouflaged when I start writing in it. If not, maybe I'll use washi or something. I don't know. Or I'll probably just leave it. I think that's what I did this past month. I'm not too particular. Like I said, this is more of a look back reflection type thing for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys are not already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. If you are already subscribed, I definitely want to give you a big thank you. It is very, very much appreciated. If you guys want to follow me over on Instagram, I will leave my handle down below, and I'll also pop it up on the screen. I do a lot of after the pen photos and things of that nature that I don't always do on my YouTube channel. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. So until next time, have a great day, evening, or night. Bye.